Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of our Booster Club members for your many donations and much more, your prayers. We visited faraway countries and strange lands. We've even spoken to dignitaries and were detained for spreading the glorious gospel in Cuba. The truth is that the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered throughout the world. Help us on our journey as we continue to raise up the nation of Israel. 12 tribes worldwide. Join or donate today. Shalom.
Now the same man, now bring it down, the same man. Bring up the signs again. The same man that brought us into slavery, the same man that scattered us on ships. Do you think they're going to teach us the truth according to the Bible? I'm asking you a question. It's common sense. Will someone that brought you on slave ships, enslaved your people, changed your names, your nationalities, teach you the truth according to this Bible?
What I'm saying is,
What's your truth? You said you believe everyone's truth is different. So what's your truth?
That's why there's so many Bibles with different religions.
You have okay, that's cool. Now let's see what our truth is. Wait, get John 8:32. Because the truth that we have and we understand is beneficial to you, sister. That's why we came out. We came out to speak to you directly. John chapter 8 verse 32.
The book of John chapter 8 and verse 32.
Read.
And ye shall know the truth.
So there's a truth in this Bible. It says ye. What's your name, sis? Are you thinking of what name to say? Read it again.
And ye shall know the truth.
So you shall know the truth this day.
And the truth shall make you free.
And this truth is going to make you free. So you said everyone's got their truth, but their truth is not going to make you free. But this truth is. I'm going to show you what the truth is. Psalms, read that.
The book of Psalms chapter 119 and verse 142.
This is the truth that's going to make you free.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
The law is the truth. That's the truth that's going to make you free. Because all of these things happen unto our people. If I ask you, why did it happen to our people? What's your answer? Do you know? Do you have an answer? Oh, you don't think it's that simple? So what would you say? What would you say? Why did this happen? Give her the sign so she can see what I'm talking about. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Because remember it said the truth shall make us free. So why did this happen?
You will see it.
Because people are what? People are fretting. Okay, she said people are fretting. People fear. So what did they not understand when they came over to the continent of Africa? So what was our culture on the continent of Africa? I'm asking you, so what was your culture on the continent of Africa? You're not sure? So, you know what, Isaiah 1:3. This Bible is for you, sister. You're proving this Bible is a true book. You're proving this. You said you don't know. Read this.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3.
Come on.
The ox knows his owner.
The ox knows his owner. Read.
And the ass his master's crib.
The jackass knows where he belongs. But what?
But Israel.
But who?
Israel.
The Israelites
doth not know.
You said you don't know, sister. Read it again.
The ox knows his owner.
Read.
And the ass his master's crib.
Come on.
But Israel.
So who's my sister right here?
Israel.
Read.
Doth not know.
Come on.
My people doth not consider.
I'm going to tell you why you do not know. Jeremiah 17:4. This is why you don't know what was your culture. prior to us being brought here on slave ships. This is why you don't know.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Read.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage.
We discontinue from our heritage, our culture. That's why we don't know. But we ask you, what's your culture, but you don't know. What's your culture? When you was out before slavery, what was your culture? Right. Yeah. It's Caribbean. Where are you from in the Caribbean? Jamaica, Barbados. What does Jamaica mean? That's your culture. What does Jamaica mean? No, Jamaica, you can't say, this word means many different things. When you go to a dictionary definition and you learn stuff, there's not many different things that comes up. Jamaica, you know what Jamaica means? The Spanish changed the word, they translated it to Jamaica, which means land of wood and water. Now let me ask you this. Do the Jamaican people own the wood and water in Jamaica? No. So what does that mean to you? Being a Jamaican. You don't read Isaiah 1:3. The Bible's telling you something. Don't fight it. Just take it in. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Read.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know.
So I asked sister, what does Jamaica mean to you? She doesn't know. Read on.
My people doth not consider.
Jeremiah 17:4 again. We're bringing up. This is the solution. What does it mean to you? Yeah, for you to say or subscribe or something, you need to know everything about it. The name included. You said Jamaica is your culture. That's the heritage that you know. But you go further back because we got brought to Jamaica on slave ships. But you know when I asked you that question, guess what? I knew you didn't have an answer. The Bible just told you don't know. I knew that. I knew you didn't have an answer when I asked you that question. You didn't. No, you didn't have an answer. I know what Jamaica means to you. You told me the culture, the music, the family, but the name you didn't know. But again, the place of Jamaica, we was brought there on ships, slave ships. So that could not be your culture if you was taught there from the continent of Africa and brought there. That could not be your culture. That's the thing that you know. That's the culture that you know. So now we're going to drag you back before the ships. We're going to drag you back. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. We're going to drag you back before the ships. What was your culture before the ships? What was the culture before what you know today? Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
This was your culture before the ships. Read.
For thou art an holy people.
You was an holy people. Come on.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Come on.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people.
You was a special people. This was your culture. This was you before the ships. Read.
Unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You was above all people before them ships. Before we was taken and brought into slavery, we was above all nations that are upon the face of the earth. That's what the Most High looks at us and believes we are. But what are we not today? You said it was a complicated answer. Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. No. Yeah. Say people fear that they don't understand. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
I'm going to give you an answer for why all these things happen to us.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if you don't hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, remember God said, well, a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Now he's saying, if you don't listen to what I say, come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
So keep his commandments, read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Come on.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake you.
So if you don't keep the commandments of the Lord, curses will going to befall you. Read verse 44.
Verse 44.
Verse 43.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee.
So now this is one of the curses. Remember, if you don't keep my commandments, curses are going to come upon us. Here's one.
The stranger that is within thee.
So the nations that are near you, read.
Shall get up above thee very high.
Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
So when we look at our people, what position are we in society? What position? What we aspire, but where are we at right now? Currently. So if we're not the highest, where are we at? Read that last bit again.
And thou shalt come down very low.
There's the answer. We've come down very low because of our sins, because we don't keep the commandments. That's why we're in this condition. Read on.
Moreover, all these curses.
No, verse 44.
Verse 44.
Yeah.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
What banks do we own when we're lending out to people? None. But it says the other nations are going to lend to us. Read it again.
And he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
This is our condition in the Bible. But he said we're supposed to be above all people. So why is the reason why did we go through this? It's because we didn't keep the commandments.
That's right.
So now the question should be what? What should be the question now? How do we bring it back? The best question that we heard out here today.
That's right.
Read verse 1. How do we bring it back?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass, if thou wilt hearken, if thou shalt hearken.
What's that key word?
If thou shalt hearken.
If you shall hearken, hearken.
Diligently.
Whoa. Diligently. Listen to the words that we're reading here.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy
What does
God.
that mean? To do what?
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So my question to you, do you want to be on high above all nations that are upon the face of the earth? Are you tired of that low estate? Remember you said aspire to be high. So you must want to be a high. So you want to be high with everybody else. Sister, there's only one wave. The wave is what the Bible has said. There's not going to be no middle ground. Because look, when we look into history, give me one time period where there was equal ground amongst the nations. Has there been? Now will there be? Will there be? So why are you going to aspire to? You say you aspire to be on high, cool with everybody else, but you just said they never can be. You just said they can't be. So you want to be on high, but not above. So if you're high, that means you're above somebody. Okay, sis, read that again. I'm going to show you a highest that was supposed to be and how to get there, because it says book. Read that again, verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
There's only two things. You break the commandments, you stay low. You keep the commandments, you come high. Read.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God shall set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So you break the commandments, you go low. Now everyone's lending to you, you're not lending to them. You keep the commandments, you become high.
Officer.
So what are the commandments?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
My brother, do you believe
Police officers come. Huh?
Yes. You gotta bring your people up. Yeah. Yeah. This is not religion. This is not religion. Yeah. Yeah, you agree with us? Right, we need to bring each other up. Yeah.
It's buzzing.
Right.
It's buzzing.
Right.
I chose to live in life where I can do that. Where I can help other people.
Yeah.
Where I can face other people. Where I can make that kind of, have that kind of effect. But I do believe within myself, I can only be my most high and help the people up with it.
Right. So you got to do what? You got to do something, apply something to yourself, and then be an example for everybody else. Right? So I'm going to give you an example of what you should be doing, sister. All right, give me Leviticus 19 verse 17. Because what I'm about to bring out is love. And I want you to receive it as love. So I'm going to read this first.
The book of Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17.
Read.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
Love your neighbor, you're going to correct them. You're going to correct them. If you see them erring, you're going to show them where they're going wrong. Rebuke their neighbor, come on.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And not allow them to break the commandments. Don't allow them to sin. Read on. So we're going to show you. I don't want you to sin. I don't want to suffer sin upon you because I love my neighbor. Yeah? Read on.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
So you're not supposed to avenge or bear any grudge against the children of our people. Right? Now, I want Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. But before that, get me Jude 1 and 22. Because sometimes there's a way to bring out the correction. Sometimes we bring it out in a calm way to receive. Sometimes we've got to pull them out the fire. For example, if you was to walk across the road and a car was coming, I'm going to drag you. Because if I didn't, you would have got hit by a car. So there's two ways. Jude 1 verse 22.
The book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 22.
Read.
And of some have compassion.
Some have compassion. Read.
Making a difference.
Read on.
And others save with fear.
Some you have to save with fear. Because someone is hard-headed, so you have to save with fear. Read.
Pulling them out of the fire.
Come on.
Hating even the garment spotted by the flesh.
So I want you to receive this as love. Because remember, if we want to gain high or become high, you have to keep the commandments. So here's one of the commandments.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Read.
The woman,
My sister, read.
the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Now, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? I saw the smile, so I know you know what it means. I know you know what it means. Read it again.
Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Come on.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Remember, this is the truth. This is the solution to become high. And that example, once you follow, the others are going to follow behind you. Because you said you put yourself in a position, in a field, so you can do something to be an example and shed your light amongst the rest of the people, right? So here's some of the light that you're supposed to harness or gravitate to, apply to show the younger people, the younger sisters. Do you understand? Read it again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So I'm asking, what does it mean? Because you know what it means. I know you know what it means. What does it mean?
I don't want to put my words into interpret anything. I'd rather hear that.
Okay, read on. We're gonna give you the correct understanding. I know you know what it means though. Read on.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
What does that mean? What is a woman's garment that a man should not put on? What is a woman's garment? What is a woman's garment? Woman's garment. Woman's garment meaning attire that belongs to a woman. When we ask, no, what is a woman's garment? A woman, a female. What's clothing that belongs to females? Right, dresses, what else? Let's analyze this. Attire to cover the lower parts of your body. There's two types for women. A dress or a what? Or a skirt. So then if the woman has the dress or the skirt, what does the male have? The trousers, right? Or the shorts. So read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Come on.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So women should not wear clothing that belong to men. Like you said, the trousers, I've mentioned the shorts. Read on.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So a man, it goes both ways. A man should not be wearing a dress or a skirt. Why?
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So if a woman are not supposed to wear which pertaineth unto a man, how they should be dressing themselves? How? in a skirt or a dress. But what type of skirt and dress should the princess daughters of Sarah be wearing? Because you're a Israelite according to the Bible, which is prince of the powers. You're a princess of God, believe it or not. Because I understand what we're reading, I understand this Bible. When I see you, sister, I see you as a princess of God. That's who you be. That's why I'm trying to bring out this love to you. Read that.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9.
Read.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Princesses are meant to adorn themselves in modest apparel. Do you understand that, sis? What does the word modest mean? Modest. This is an English lesson today. What does the word modest mean? Something that's appropriate. Meaning what? Meaning what? What do you mean by that? Right, you said some people find revealing stuff not appropriate. So when you said it means appropriate, meaning non-revealing. That's what you're saying, non-revealing. Modest means non-revealing. Read it again.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9.
Read.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
So, sis, the word modest means non-revealing, right? When you're dealing with apparel, modest apparel means non-revealing clothing, meaning covered up, appropriate, like you mentioned. Read.
With shamefacedness.
Shamefaced. You seem quite shamefaced, meaning shy, quiet. You're not you're just doing it today. You're normally loud and you're listening. Okay, read on.
With shamefacedness.
So you're supposed to be, princesses are supposed to be shamefaced. Read on.
And sobriety.
Sober, not drunk or high.
Not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array.
What does that mean? But a lot of people don't understand that. Does that mean you can't, because you got braids, right? You got earrings. Does that mean you can't wear earrings or braid your hair? You can braid your hair, you can wear earrings. But I'm saying, does that mean that you can't? Do you think it means you can't? But it said not with braided hair, gold or costly array. Right. But I'm going to tell you, it doesn't mean that. But it means what? That shouldn't be your focus, but this should be your focus, you know.
Verse 10. But which becometh women professing godliness.
That should be your focus. A woman professing godliness, the way she acts, the modest apparel, a dress according to the Bible, the way she conducts herself according to God's laws should be our primary focus. Because in today, 2020, most of our women are more focused on how their hair looks, the jewelry that they got on. That's the most of our young ladies' focus today. That's what I'm saying. You can be an example, okay, to the younger children. Back to God's laws. Read on.
But which becometh women professing godliness with good works.
Good works. That's what you should be focusing on. Okay. Yeah. Get what you was getting. Where you want Surah 32. So we're gonna show you what those good works that you're supposed to be professing. I'm gonna give you two more things because I also want to prove that what we just read doesn't mean you cannot make yourself look nice, but that shouldn't be your primary focus. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 23.
This is the good works that you're supposed to be professing.
In every good work.
In every what?
Good work.
Read.
Trust thine own soul.
Come on.
For this is the keeping of the commandments.
See, the good work is the keeping of the commandments, and we gave you one commandment today, but pertaining to the dress code. You wearing a modest dress. That's the commandments that we gave you today. Now, Ezekiel 60 verse 10. Okay. Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 10.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16 and verse 10.
Come on.
I clothe thee also with broidered work.
So the Lord said He clothed us with broidered work. So I'm just showing you that it doesn't. What we read earlier doesn't mean you cannot make it. You're not allowed to make yourself look nice. Read on.
And shod thee with badger skin.
The Lord shod us with badger skin. Read.
And I girded thee about with fine linen.
Fine linen. Read.
And I covered thee with silk.
Come on.
I decked thee also with ornaments. And I put bracelets upon thy hands.
So we have bracelets upon our hands.
And a chain upon thy neck.
We have chains amongst our necks. Read.
And I put a jewel upon thy
So we
forehead,
had jewelry upon our foreheads, come on.
and earrings in thine
We
ears,
had earrings in our ears.
and a beautiful crown upon thy
We
head.
had beautiful crowns upon our heads. Read.
Thus wast thou decked with gold and
We
silver,
was once decked with gold and silver. This, you know when this happened? When it was like this in the state? When we was up ruling this earth above all nations upon the earth.
That's right.
But we fell. We lost all this. This gold, the fine linen, we fell. Now we're buying the cheap stuff. We fell. Now we don't have nothing to our name. They come to our lands, take all our gold and our resources, and then they sell it and maximize the price that we can't afford it. Read on.
and a beautiful crown upon thy head.
Come on.
Thus wast thou decked with gold and silver,
Come on.
and thy raiment was of fine linen
We have fine linen. Read.
and silk,
Come on.
and broidered work.
Read on.
Thou didst eat fine flour and honey
Read.
and oil, and thou wast exceeding beautiful.
See what the Bible says we was? We was what?
Exceeding beautiful.
We was exceeding beautiful. Read.
And thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
See that? We had the kingdom. We had the kingdom. And we gave you the keys to get the kingdom back, which is keeping the commandments.
That's right. Verse 14. And thy renown
And our renown, meaning our fame,
went forth among the heathen
went forth among the rest of the nations
for thy beauty.
for our beauty.
For it was perfect.
See, our beauty was perfect. Perfect. The way the Lord made you was perfect. Have you ever heard the Lord made man in his image? What man was he talking about when he said that? Pardon? Who's all of us? Pardon? Everyone on this earth, you talking? Because remember, he said he made man in our. Remember, he said it was perfect through the Lord's comeliness. Our beauty was perfect through the Lord's comeliness. So when he get me that in Genesis 1:26. When he said this, is a particular man he was talking about. When he said he made man in his image. Watch this. Watch this.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 26.
Read.
And God said, let us make man in our image,
So God said, let us make man in our image,
after our likeness,
how we look in the heavenly world. Read.
and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air.
So when he made man in his image, what color was that man? What? Because remember it said, perfect through the Lord's comeliness. Our beauty was perfect through the Lord's comeliness. So what man was he made in his image? Genesis 2 and 7.
Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
In their images. So what color is the dust of the ground? What color is the soil? Brown. So what man was he talking about that he made in his image? The black man.
That's right.
And you was made from the black man. That's the beauty of the earth, sis. So I hope you're gonna really. Did you get a flyer before you leave? Did you get a flyer? So take it, read it, and give us a call with any questions. Read it again.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.